Um, hey guys, I don't know where I'm coming out on again. I ain't got a fucking clue. But yeah, hey, um, I just, I'm gonna do this live because like Brian done it live earlier, and the bottom line is how can I? But there's been quite a few revelations, I'd say, in the past 2 weeks. And when Brian told me about Paul Page was in the mainstream media being pushed in America, I saw the interview that Brian was talking about, and it was Ian Puddock that was interviewing him. And the man spent 6 years in jail for fraud. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of the case, and I don't care. Because I do not understand why they are pushing someone in America as a expert on Prince Andrew just for him to be discredited, because that's what's going to happen. Uh, the man done 6 years in jail for fraud. Like Chris Fay, he went to jail for fraud, and he was the head of NAPEG or something like that, with something about leaving young leavers in care or whatever, right? And Richard Mallet, fraud. Yeah, but to push someone who is so easily discreditable, that's scraping the bottom of the barrel. That is, because like Brian said, there ain't much intelligence going on here. It's desperation. Yeah, it's desperation. And that brings me to John Wedger. And now I want to go back. I want to roll back now, about a year ago, when I first come out against John. When I realised like things weren't right, and he was doing food drops with Camilla Batman Jelly, and well, she headed up a big London charity called Kids Company. She's on the Prince Charles been and talked there. Harriet Harman's been there and talked there. Like, yeah, just amazing advocates. But she's as dodgy can be, and I think that's accepted. Yeah, she's even got done for it, but then she got away with it. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But John was doing food drops with her. Now, when I come out with it, everyone said it was like fantasist. I was like, how could I say that? And I said that John was the van driver for. And I said I don't think it's all food drops that they're doing, but no, Nikki's mad. So I just left that because I ain't got no proof of that. I didn't have nothing to substantiate it, so I had to leave it. Now, fast forward. I was talking to Brian the other day, just having a chat, and he said when I filmed that invisible video with Bill Maloney and John Wedger, if I didn't have my mate Mick with me, I believe I was going off that rooftop. And I said, what rooftop? And he said, it's in Whitechapel. That, boom, I like. Now, I've said to you that in Soho, yeah, for years and years, like this has been going on for about 15 years. Like, I first heard of an auction in London. So many years, but you just don't believe that something like that can be true. And it's hard, but there is definitely an auction in London. And please don't think for 1 minute that these people don't do it. Look at the Franklin cover up. It was going on over there, I thought it was the Whitechapel Gallery a year ago, and I'm still saying it's the Whitechapel Gallery, right? Now, it's done under the Arts and Embassies programme. Yeah. Now, well, I said to Brian, what did John say to you? Like, why has he got the fucking keys to rooftops? And Brian said to me that John said that they use it for surveillance, like doing surveillances. And yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, straight away. And then it was like he went, well, that. Oh my God! What if that's what he wants the night vision goggles for? Under some bullshit fucking like thing. Oh, me and Wilfred Wong, we're going to go and find a satanic. We're going to go and find a Satanist doing their fucking bullshit or whatever they do. Yeah, no doubt that they do it, but I don't think I'm. You know, the night got. But then Wilfred Wong forgot to take all this equipment with him when he went and abducted a child. Hello, but. John, you know, it started with John for me, and it started with John for Brian. Right? So that means that John Wedger, they're definitely 100% a Mossad link. And, you know, he's just got to, but I'm telling you now, I believe when they have the auctions, they need a surveillance point. This tower block had a bird's eye view of Whitechapel. Now, it's my opinion, it's my surmising, but putting together everything that I've learnt in Soho and things that I've heard over the years that I now know to be true, It's really the bigger picture is just really bad. And I don't know if you saw Brian's live when he tried to phone Wakefield Prison to see if Sidney Cook was in now. No joy. Yeah, and like I said, Sabine McNeil, as far as I'm concerned, she's not in jail. Yeah, she's not in jail because the last message I had, someone forward me a message that someone had sent them, and they was like, "Well, Nikki's got to prove that she's not there." I don't have to prove nothing, bruv. I don't have to prove nothing. You're putting it out there as being true, so really it falls on you. You have to prove. You have to prove that she's there, not the other way round. Because I've done as much checking as what I can go. So, you know, but back to John Wedger, Bill Maloney, you know, if people can't, like, you people have just got to wake up. You people, hang on. Right, but you know, but John Wedger, he's been around for you know, ever since, and being an active police officer at the time, there's no way he's a police officer, no way, Jose, is he a police officer? Same way I don't think Paul Page is he's a protection squad. Yeah, because Ian Puddock ain't who he says he is, 100%. Yeah, and, you know, and the bottom line is Brian's been telling everybody for years. And you know what? Right now, he's, you know, he's I don't know how to put it because I don't want anyone to take my words out of context. He's, Brian's on the verge of something here. Yeah, and you know, there's things that I can't say, and it's not because I can't say no, because right now is not the right time. Yeah, but there's 100% a link between Sidney Cook, Tom Watkins. Yeah, and I believe that Michael Barrymore, there's something about Michael Barrymore. And the thing is these people are so fucking dumb, yeah? Like, because why would Netflix give John Wedger equipment to go and do surveillance on Michael Barrymore? I don't understand what that was about, but that kind of surveillance got him taking pictures outside of a school. Yeah, and the parents called the police because they thought, obviously, like, why is someone taking pictures of the kids with high-tech cameras? And you know, I'm not gonna lie, like it you know, it really don't look good. And the rooftop that Brian was talking about was definitely not the rooftop that he does Brew with a View on. That I believe now that is Camilla Batmangeli's block, because it's in Kensington. He said he done security there, second job. No. And I to be quite honest, I don't even know how the motherfucker got recruited from Oz. He's a fucking drunkard. He's a drunkard and he's a liability. And he's going to become even more of a liability because he's forgettable. He's so forgettable. And I said to him, no. It started with him, with both of us. Yeah? You know, like, I put the opportunity in his lap, and so did Brian, by emailing Bill and saying, I want to help. And talk about take good intentions, twist them up, and try, you know, it is really disgusting. But this Paul Page, right? This is why are they pushing him in? Why are they pushing him worldwide? Why are they pushing him on the mainstream media when the man's been in jail for fraud? Like, what? Like, that don't make sense. Boom, straight away. If a victim who come forward had fraud on it, it'd be a different story, wouldn't it? But no. And that's just ridiculous. To put a man forward who's been to jail for 6 years for fraud, like, come on, man. Like, you know, and the bottom line is Brian's been saying this for years and years, and it's now playing out. He said Ghislaine was going to get off. I actually thought she'd been thrown to the wolves, to be quite honest with you, but he's right again. There's just so there's too much going into this Prince Andrew. Down to the Andrew Ash interviews. Where is Andrew Ash, by the way? Where is he? You know, the blog that he was using to text Brian is now a football blog, right? It's just ridiculous. And I'm telling you now, this is all part of a fucking child prostitution ring. Yeah, it links everything. There's certain things I can't say because I can't, because they're not verified. You know, no. But like, I'm telling you now, this is bad. And also, as well, right, on that Scar City, a few days ago, right, another police officer who was on the same unit as that Wayne Couzons, you know, the basically guarding the embassies and VIP dignitaries, has been arrested for 29 other offences. Another man who's in the same bloody squad. Like, what? There's something here. There's something, like, it's just ridiculous. It is actually bordering on fucking ridiculous. And another thing occurred to me earlier on when I was watching Brian's thing. Sean Atwood said that he grew up in this country, right, and went to America when he was a little. Now, to be quite honest with you, when he was talking to Ian Puddock, he's like, oh, who's this? This Brian Harvey, I googled him. Let me tell you something now. If Sean grew up in this country, he is the age that he is, there's not a person in this country who didn't know who Brian Harvey was. Even I wasn't into E17 at the time, at all, full stop. Yeah? But I knew who Brian Harvey was. I knew the comments that he'd made about the E's. There wasn't a person in this country who did not know who Brian Harvey was. So I don't know what's going on there, but and he's talking to Ian Puddock, and I can't believe that they've used this Paul Page, who Ian Puddock interviewed 2 years ago, and pushing him in America. And he's in the mainstream news. It's just ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. And this shit's going on, There's no two ways about it. You can't even push it to the back of your mind anymore because it's right there in the forefront. Right there in the forefront. And do you know what? It affects me because I had my friend Joey, who was a rent boy, right? He got killed. Yeah? Murdered and left down a fucking alleyway. And his friend was Ben Fellows. And it's just mad because I believe Ben Fellows was part of the prostitution ring as well. Not gonna lie. He could even be a cameraman for snuff movies. Yeah? Because everybody that's being pushed in this arena, like that Ian Puddock as our first citizen activist, fuck off. Yeah? It's just ridiculous. It is just ridiculous. And, oh my God, someone sent me Sharon Gowell's bullshit on me. The woman's obsessed. She's even now replaying me and T videos. How anybody listens to that crap is beyond me. It's just, because I clicked on it and the first things I heard was Nicky Cunting Cooper. Nicky Cunting. What is your problem with me, Sharon? The thing is, you've got obsession about me, not the other way round, love. Yeah? But, you can try and distract all you want. I just gave it a mention because I don't even know how people listen to you. I really don't. Yeah? But that aside, someone sent it to me. I was like, is she having she's lagging drunk again? Right? But it is becoming so obvious. Seriously, it is becoming so obvious. And the bottom line is Brian's been saying this from day one. But now it's gone into it's take because there is a bigger picture. There is a bigger picture, much bigger picture. And, Brian, as a normal guy, paedophilia didn't even come into it with him to start with. He didn't even, and it was because he felt such a way about his band member, right, that fueled this. And it's the same with me. I was only trying to get help from my fucking friend, who ain't my friend anymore, obviously, because she hasn't even spoken to me since that day at Clapham Common. It's just ridiculous. But, hey-ho, you do you, I'll do me. But the thing is John Wedger, Sean Atwood, John Wedger, Ian Puddock, Bill Maloney, Ben Fellows, they are all part of the same fucking circle. Yeah, they are all part of the same circle. I even believe John Embry was in that circle. That's and I can say that. Because there's that fact, and it's not nice. It's really not pretty. But all of it is being done under the Arts and Embassies programme. Now, it's funny how two officers from the same squad that guard the embassies and guard our VIP dignitaries. So if, say, Clinton comes over here, guards them. Say, if Podesta comes over, oh my God, that was another thing I'd completely forgot to say. Right? He's saying about Prince Andrew's stuffed bear collection, right? Tony Podesta had a stuffed bear collection. I completely forgot about it, and I remembered it earlier on. I tried to ring Brian to tell him, but he didn't answer. But that's nuts. That is just absolutely nuts. Like, what is it about stuffed bears, man? There's something about stuffed bears. Same as there's something about rooftops for John. There's something about rooftops for John. He's signalling, telling you, signalling. Yeah, because these people love to take the piss with their word play, with their... But the thing is once your eyes are open to their word, you see it jumps out at you everywhere. And yeah, but there is so much that I can't say, because it's not because of anything. It's because of Brian. Yeah, it's because of Brian, and it's out of respect for him, because it is not the right time, and it's not my story. It's not my story to tell. But there is some serious picture forming here. Yeah, and going back to Barrymore, 100% there were minors at that party. There is no two ways about it. Yeah, there was minors at that party, without a doubt, without a fucking doubt. Yeah, and I don't know. Oh, sorry about that. Well, I don't know what happened now. But I don't know if Stuart Lubbock is real. But Brian said that his wife was on Sean Atwood the other day, and anyone who comes through Sean Atwood is bollocks. Robert David Steele, the ex-CIA spy. Are we buying that? Are we buying that? I mean, come on. Yeah, come on, man. It is ridiculous. But as I was saying about the arts and embassies, yeah, right? What are the chances of these two off being in that squad? And it's not a massive squad. They just guard the embassies and the VIP dignitaries, and the VIP dignitaries are the Clintons, the fucking Podestas, the Marina O'Brien. The list goes on and on. But it's, and I mean, me and Brian was talking about this earlier on. How can you follow a religion that tells you to eat doo-doo? Like, that in itself, like, and I've come to the conclusion that people who are born into this are forced to do it as children, and it must be, and Brian pointed out, and this was a really good point, it's dog mentality. Because dogs eat shit. Like, not all dogs, but dogs eat shit. And that's that. But other than that, mate, I don't even know. How do you start thinking, looking at your doo-doo and thinking, lunch? Don't make sense to me. Or see a blue bottle and like, oh, wow, bezel bar. It's just ridiculous. But all jokes aside, I even remember the Ferrero, and it was a letter that they wrote to my friend. And it was a letter, and it was basically saying, does she want to take part in a Ferrero trial? Which basically, they were making pills out of people's shit. That's the bottom line. They were saying it's had some good bacteria in it. Oh, fucking hell. Like, they're even making shit pills and asking, like, nah, man. What is going on? You know, what is going on? And it is really bad. And I was at a funeral yesterday, and I happened to see they're a cousin of mine, yeah, and they come from Folkestone, Dover, and he runs paramedic ambulances. And we was talking, and they was like, oh, what are you up to? And I was like, oh, I've got my YouTube channel. And he went, like, doing what? And I was like, child trafficking. And, like, was talking, and he said to me, like, because I was saying about 249,000 children went missing in the UK in 2019. The majority of them were immigrant children or black children, Chinese children, right? And there's a couple of white trash thrown in there, but that's it. You know, it's and sorry to flip flop, but I have to say this: the action. I don't know if any of you seen the new ActionAid advert that now acknowledges that even babies, and they show a black girl in Africa, she's been raped. I mean, they're basically telling you that it's going on, but they're saying it's not. It's happening over here. In fact, the amount of paedophiles that are British men is just it's horrendous. But I know that the women are fast at doing the men at the moment. You know, all these nursery nurses. It is a scary world, people. It's a very, very scary world. But what is even more scary is how the fuck they are still programming people to believe this bullshit. I don't understand why Paul Page is in the mainstream media, because he went to prison for 6 years. He admitted he started up a fraud, right? Well, you know, fraudsters are liars. I was one of them. It's how it is, but the bottom line is, you know, these people choose to do it. And the thing is no, you know, but when I was clipping, I wouldn't expect no one to take me seriously. But I'm not clipping, and this means so much to me, not because I'm earning money out of it, because I ain't earning a fucking dino. Yeah, I'm not earning a penny. I have got no GoFundMes, I have got no charities, I've got no... And it's just ridiculous. It is just ridiculous. And it does it make, because everything ties in with the arts and embassies as well. Everything ties in with the arts and embassies. That is how they are moving children freely around the globe. No one to check that. No. And that Ghislaine Maxwell's husband, Scott Borgerson, with his fucking cargo metrics. Yeah, he's ex-military. And that woman is about as innocent as as Sharon Gale's not an alcoholic, mate. That's the bottom line. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And what happened to Jean-Luc Brunel as well? That's another thing. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah. Why is he not being pushed to the forefront? Because he was named as the same as Ghislaine Maxwell. And it's everyone's focusing on Ghislaine Maxwell. Where's Jean-Luc Brunel? Why the fuck? What's happening to him? And his MTC squared and Karen model or whatever it is. Who supplied free triplets to Epstein, the 12-year-olds, remember? The free triplets from France. Yeah? What's happened to him? What the fuck has happened to him? Because he's just been gone and forgotten, and it's no. People think this shit stops with Ghislaine and Andrew. Are you fucking mad? And for me, you know what? You're fucking all nonsense. I don't care whether you're dames, whether you're ladies, whether you're fucking OBE, MBE, whatever. You're fucking nonsense. And you know, I can't help but get it gets me fired up. And our people are still buying John Wedger's shit is beyond me. It's just ridiculous. You know, I put a couple of questions on the last live that he done. Like, what are you going to explain that, Andrew Ash? Like, what the fuck? You know, and you know, I know I'm swearing a lot, and I'm sorry, but it really does get to you, because, like, to be quite honest with you, I'm just a clipper from Soho who feels a way about this shit. I actually feel a way about this shit. Even more so now. Let me tell you that now. Even more so. Yeah, old Sidney Cook and his little band of ragamuffins, because they're trying to put it out like Sidney Cook was the main procurer. Are you fucking joking me? A dirty, greasy fairground man? No. No. It didn't stop with him. They killed thousands of children. But it didn't just stop with them. But then they hot themselves up. But I keep saying it in the Andrew Ash interview, because Andrew Ash was meant to be Cole Beach. Not gonna lie, as well. If you look at his face and you look at Camilla Batman Jelly, they are like fucking. It's just ridiculous, and it's not out of the realms of possibility, because Alan Yentop from the BBC is, it's a joke. And I know her name's not actually Batman Jelly, but it's some mad fucking Zeds and whatever in it, which I believe her second name could be Khan. She's Iranian royalty, How's a Khan, boom. It's right there in front of your eyes, It is right there in front of you. Even Tom Watkins and Herb with their obsession about Mickey fucking Mouse. It's yeah, but I'm gonna stop there. But I just wanted to do my little hour rant. But I'm telling you now, stay tuned, because because Brian's got it all. Brian's got it all. He's got it all. And when I tell you now, if you ever know what we're working on at the moment and what we think, because the bottom line is, I want to know if Sidney Cook's in Wakefield. I want to know if Ian Huntley's in Wakefield. I want to know if Levi Bellfield's in Wakefield. I want to know if Ian Watkins is in Wakefield. Because I don't understand why they're sending all these nonsense to Wakefield. What's so special about Wakefield? And yeah, according in the press, what's reported, you've got some fucking guy called Robert Maudsley in a Perspex box, cell, whatever it is, right, in the basement. So, I've done as much checking, like I said, on Sabine McNeil as I can, right? And she's not in that fucking jail. And if she is, she's in the nonce wing, because that's the only place I ain't been able to check. I even got someone to check on the hospital wing. So, and if people think I'm lying, then you're idiots. Yeah? I tried to phone and book a visit. And I got time. But it wasn't the same as when Brian phoned Wakefield. Yeah? There's but I believe that the same child prostitution ring that's been going since 1960s, I think. Even connecting Ian Brady and Myra Hindley. Where'd they get one of their victims from? The fairground. Right? I'm not saying Sidney Cook ain't real. He's a fucker. He is real. But he's not the top of the food chain. Not by far. Not by far. Yeah? And going over a lot of documentaries again lately with different... Nah. And like the bottom line is, we can't even, like with Sidney Cook, we don't even know if he's in, out, right? Now it's in the public interest. If that man's been let out of jail, it's in the public interest for the public to know that this man is out of jail. But believe you me, it does not. It does not stop at Sidney Cook and the Kingsmead estate. Let me tell you that now. It goes so much further. So much further. And but the thing is what is allowing this to do it is our media, because our media it's a joke. It's a joke. All these programs on telly, like 24 Hours in Police Custody, you can see the stageness in them. Back in the day, it never used to be, when they used to blur their faces and everything. Now it's full face. It's staged. It's theatre. It is theatre. But I will say, what I did find, you know, quite helpful sometimes is BBC iPlayer. They do documentaries, and it's Storyville. And I found the Halt de la Garenne about the island, and you know, and I mean that there was that they were victims there. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, it is. It's just, but they do some really good. They done Last Man Standing, Biggie and Tupac. There's a couple of really good documentaries up there. Really good. Not all of them are, but you know, there's a couple of really good ones. That I find them all right to watch. You can see, but you see the propaganda. You can see the propaganda in them. Yeah, you know, and these are meant to be truthful, hard. I'm not too sure if anything that comes out of the media is truthful. Because James Fielding ain't. And, you know, that's not me pulling that up from nowhere. He was there in the Andrew Ash, but he knew that Andrew Ash wasn't a real victim. They must have known that Andrew Ash wasn't a real victim. You know? And I'm not going to say that, no, that sounds fit. I do believe Andrew Ash was a perpetrator more than a victim. He was the cameraman, done the snuff movies. Everyone has their, and that's Ben Fellows as well. Ben Fellows come out of Sylvia Young. I wasn't even aware of that. But that place is a fucking cesspit. That place is a cesspit. Anywhere where you get children who want to be something, and you know, there's not. I don't think there's not a place where they ain't infiltrated, especially online. They've got it all covered up, really, haven't they? They've got, you know, they've got they've got gatekeepers everywhere. But one thing, John Wedger, yeah, I mean, come on, people, wake the fuck up. How the hell was he an active police officer during all this time? Walking Brian with the Andrew Ash, and he was the first person to pick up. He was Brian's first ball of goal. Yeah, turned up with 6 red stripe. Now, when he met me on Clapham Common, he turned up with a bottle of brandy and cups. But obviously, I don't drink. My friend does. You know, it's nah. And Brian said that he had free. I mean, what we're to believe that he was an alcoholic, obviously, when he was in the police as well. And they would, you know, there's just, I don't know whether Nathan was his son. I doubt it. I doubt it, because why would you bring your son into this? Why would you not want your son to not be thing? But like, you know, because there's no explanation as to why they was up on the roof in Whitechapel. And had the exit, you know, through the lift shaft and everything, had the keys for that. And that's, and then he does the brew with a view. It's like he's signalling. And I'm just putting a theory across, so I just want people to know that. Yeah? But my theory is based on things that I've heard over the years in Soho. Yeah? And believe you me, the auction things come up quite a few, like loads of times actually. And you never quite believe it. But yeah, no, 100% I know that happens now. And I believe that John is involved in I don't know whether in a perpetrator's, I don't know, but I believe that he was doing the surveillance, because you think these people ain't going to have people in place to watch, make sure nothing goes wrong. They block off roads, they do, they do. And it doesn't take very long to do an auction. I think that I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure that the most they normally have is like 10 or 11 kids. But that's 10 or 11 kids too many. I was telling you about my cousin, wasn't I? And he was saying about the amount of unaccompanied minors that come over, and he has to check them out. He has to, and I said, "Where'd they go, Paul?" And he was like, "I don't know. I don't know." And when it is immigration children, people take this view, well, they shouldn't be here anyway. And good people take that view as well. People who, and I just don't understand how anyone can. It doesn't matter whether a child is black, because that ActionAid advert basically said children are being raped, some even babies. And the poster girl for that advert is a little black girl. She's about 3 or 4 years of age. So they're admitting that it's going on, but it's only going on in Africa. No one has to worry about that. And even from proven cases over here, at Timothy Cox, running the toddler and baby rape business. And the police forgot to say that there was 30 odd children rescued from the farmhouse. And what's he do now? He lives 2 doors away from a school. Also, he helps run his mum and dad's charity thing, which is doing water sports, scuba diving in Maidstone. And don't even get me started on the Cox family, because do you know what? Everywhere you look, there's Coxes. And the thing is in them circles, that name means something. Yeah, that name means something. What? I know I flip-flopped a bit tonight, but I was really angry as well. And I don't understand how it's not even other podcasters, it's Sharon Gow. What she hopes to achieve, how about listening to what I'm saying? How about seeing what's going on and saying to yourself, no, boy, we might have a difference of opinion, but we don't want to live in a world that it's okay to fuck kids. But that's not what I'm getting. That's not what's happening. And that makes you wonder, why? Why? And but I've been on fucking 43 minutes now. But I just thought I'd have my little rant again, because it's going to be quite a few little, me just saying with a little bit of a rant, because this world's shit. This country's shit. Yeah, this country is actually shit. And what is being done to protect the royal family? Prince fucking Andrew, who was, I'm telling you now, his interest weren't 17-year-old children, mate. No. It always goes much younger than that. But check that as well. He's got a teddy bear collection just like Tony Podesta. Yeah. Don't know what's going on there, but something's going on there. But anyway, thanks for listening, people, and see you later.